Welcome back to Doing Football Today. 6 players you really need to start this week in fantasy football. Look, the buys are here. It's pretty much apocalypse week. With 6 teams on bye, you may be struggling to find players that you can start, or you need some encouragement to put these guys into your lineup. We've got answers for you. I'm thinking we should probably try to hold ourselves accountable a bit here with maybe, let's say, should we say that we expect them to finish this in this overall position or overall rank at their position, or should we set a minimum number of fantasy points?
Number of fantasy points? Let's do that.
Points. Okay.
And we can rank based off how far we are off.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And we'll see how we do. Before we get started, though, be sure to check out our partners over at Manscaped, the best in male grooming. A lot more 4.0s here. So go to manscaped.com, 20% off and free shipping if you use promo code BOX over at manscaped.com. Go check them out. We love Manscaped over here. Let's get going. Jared, do you want to start?
Sure. I'll start us off with a running back you need to start, and that's J.D. McKissic of the football team. Now, Antonio Gibson's probably not going to play. On NBC Sports Edge, they're saying Gibson drafters should emotionally prepare themselves for an absence.
Emotionally.
The beat reporters are saying it's unlikely, so I would assume he's not going to play. But I'm still saying, even if he does play, J.D. McKissic is a good start either way. It's just even better if he doesn't play. Now, if you look at the splits with J.D. McKissic when Antonio Gibson plays versus when he doesn't over the past 2 years, McKissic averaged 11.1 PPR points per game with Gibson in and 18.1 with Gibson out.
Wow.
The big difference comes from the rushing attempts. He averages 12 rushing attempts when Gibson doesn't play. So they start using him in the running game a lot more when Gibson doesn't play. So that means Jarrett Patterson, I know that's your guy, Avery.
Here's my guy.
He's going to get involved, but he's not going to get fully involved. Last year, McKissic and Barber split the carries pretty much evenly when Gibson didn't play. It was 24 for McKissic, 26 for Barber. So he's going to be involved in the rushing game, which really helps his floor. That's the big part here, because McKissic's always been a guy that has the opportunity for a ceiling. His floor is usually pretty lacking. This will help his floor, and he's still obviously going to get a lot of that receiving down work. They play the Packers, and they're probably going to be playing from behind a lot too. More receptions for him. He's going to be on the field more. I like McKissic this week. I'm going to go with he scores 15 PPR points this week.
Ooh.
I like that.
Okay, I respect that. I'm going to stay at the running back position. I'm going with someone you could probably pick up off the wire for free right now. We're going real deep here. I'm going with David Johnson of the Houston Texans.
That shit sucks.
Yes. Listen, you're going to have to be in a real pickle to consider starting this guy this week. But if you're in a bad spot, we're missing Austin Eckler. Chris Carson's hurt. I've seen the teams. You might need to do this. So let me give you some words of encouragement to maybe trot this guy out here to give you a little bit of a floor this week. Playing the Arizona Cardinals, 17.5-point dogs. That is already a good thing for me when it comes to David Johnson. He is leading the Houston running backs in snaps. He also has a 46% route participation, so he's out there on the field the most of all the running backs, and he's the guy running routes. The other thing I'm looking at is when he's on the field. So he's getting all the long down and distance. He's getting all the 2-minute snaps. So he's out there on the field when in these obvious passing down situations, usually only mixing in with a few rushing attempts per game. But in a game against the Cardinals, who are one of the bottom 5 tackling teams in the NFL right now and are terrible against the run, I think David Johnson, who has a pretty low average depth of target, could see a lot of work in the screen game, the short route game, can pick up a lot of yards after the catch, a lot of yards after contact with this poor tackling defense from Arizona. I'm not going to get crazy with my prediction on what David Johnson can do. I think he can get you like 11 PPR fantasy points this week.
I'd say that's crazy, yeah. I like it, though.
I'm not going to say 15 because that's just, I don't expect that. But that'd be great. Maybe he gets in the end zone and he gets 15. But he'll rack up I think he'll get 5 or 6 receptions, pitch in 60 or hopefully 60 or 70 yards. Maybe he gets in the end zone with them being down all week, all game. We get some garbage time stuff from David Johnson.
All right, I went a little chalky with mine. I'm going Jaylen Waddle of the Dolphins. You need to play him. First of all, you need to play all your players that are not on a bye. That's just first thing you need to do. This is a horrible week for
everybody
everyone.
on your bench is going to say bye
so
next
Jaylen Waddle is easily a must-start. I picked him up off the waivers of one of the leagues that I'm in with dumb-brained guys, so that's how you know. So some people aren't seeing what Jaylen Waddle has been doing.
Did you say you picked him up this week in some leagues?
Yes. No, one. It's the stupid league. Oh, yeah. Okay. But there's some people watching this video whose teammates are just as not there as some of the people in this league. But in his 2 games with Tua, he has 19 targets. All of his touchdowns this year have come with Tua as the quarterback. I am preparing for this game to go over the total by 1 billion points. They are 2 of the faster teams in pace here, and Jaylen Waddle and Tua just have a connection that you can't. We talked about it earlier this week. They've built this connection for years and years. It's his go-to guy. I think he gets in the end zone here. I'm going 17 PPR points from Jaylen Waddle. I don't think it's crazy. It's not the 30 he got last week, but Jaylen Waddle's. It's just going to be an ugly game. I know that they haven't been able to game plan. They coming back from London. So dumb that they didn't take that bye. Yeah, weird. So dumb. But Jaylen Waddle is going to go crazy, I think, again this week.
I'm shocked by how much Tua loves to target him in the red zone. You'd think that's where he goes to his tight ends. He's got 3 guys, but no, it's always Waddle. Yeah. He loves targeting him there, so I like the pick.
Jared really set the tone here. Avery had to go above 15 points because he's got a little bit more of a higher profile guy.
Yeah, 17's fine.
He's probably good that I went with that guy first and not my second guy. You're not going to like him.
All right, let's hear it.
My second guy, it's Henry Ruggs of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, he's been sneaky good this season.
Yeah, people are buzzing about him right now.
He's currently on pace to score or have over 1,200 receiving yards. He's already got, I think it was 460 or something like that. So he's being used a lot, and the main part he's being used at is downfield. Oh, yeah. Carr continues to give him targets downfield. He leads the league in yards per catch right now at 22.3, and he's second in the league in receptions of 20-plus yards down the field. So he's got the most yards per carry, or yards per catch, and he's everything is just going down the field. It's never in the short game. And he's getting, I think, usually 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 of those targets per game. So all he has to do is catch 2 of those, and he's just got a decent floor that week.
Do you think this is a classic sell high opportunity too if you have Henry Ruggs?
I don't even think so. He's firmly above Bryan Edwards at this point on this offense. Clearly, Darren Waller's still there, but honestly, Waller's having kind of a poor season. So I like Ruggs. He's got the Eagles this week. I think he's going to put up a big game. He's going to get in the end zone, a couple big targets. I'm going to say 20 PPR points.
Jesus. All right. You want to lose this? That's fine. You could have sat here and said 13 or 14 and be like, yeah, but yes, I'll start him then.
But remember, if I say 13 and then he gets 22, then I'm still 9 off.
No, I don't think that's what we're doing. We're kind of giving a minimum here.
Oh, it's just minimum. I thought it was actually
I thought
close.
It was what we were going to guess what they thought, and how far we were off is how many points you accumulate.
I'm good with that then.
Then I'll say he's going to score at least one fantasy.
No, but if you say that, then nobody has confidence to play him. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because the whole point here is that we want to give people a player that they can feel safe about starting and playing.
Okay, I was just going for the closest.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm staying with Avery and the Dolphins. I'm going to go to the quarterback position. My quarterback 9 on the week is Tua Tagovailoa. I really liked what I've been seeing, or like what I saw last week. I know it was a game that they lost, but this team is not running the ball whatsoever. They're number 1 in the NFL in pass rate, number 32 in the NFL in run rate. They are throwing the ball in every single situation of the game, whether they're winning, whether they're neutral, whether they're trailing. They're throwing the ball all the time. And Tua was up to 47 passing attempts last week, 70% completion percentage. That is what you like to see. And then he always mixes in the run game. He's certainly not a design run guy, but he'll chip in with 20, 30 yards, which you love to see, and get into the end zone as well on the ground. But I really like Tua this week. The Falcons are giving up 25.8 fantasy points per game to the quarterback position. They're one of the worst in the NFL in completion percentage, nearly 70% completion percentage for opposing quarterbacks. And another thing with Tua is that he's really struggled under pressure. When he's been pressured, he hasn't been good. That's when the turnovers come. That's when the inefficiencies come. But the Falcons sack rate under 5%. They're not really getting after the quarterback either. So this gives about as good of a game script as you can get with Tua this week. And I'm excited about him rest of season. I think he's someone that I picked up for free on the waivers this morning after waivers ran. So I picked him up for free. So I think he's widely available for some of you out there. I think you can play him with confidence this week, especially if you've got some buys that you're going with. If you had, Justin Herbert,
Dak.
So I would go to Tua this week. I think he's a great streaming option, and you should start him. I'm going to say I'm going to say 21 fantasy points.
There's also a big thing here. Is this in 4-point or 6-point for passing touchdown?
Okay, well, if I'm going, OwnersBox is 6-point. We usually play 6 points, so I'm going to say 6-point. If I'm going to 6-point, 23, 4-point, 21.
Yeah, so
you think
same
one touchdown?
stat line,
same kind of thing. Yeah.
All right, well, I am sticking with the Miami Dolphins Atlanta Falcons game. Let me just list off the amount of points that the Dolphins have given up this season. 23, 45, 27, 31, 35, and then week 1, I'll call it a fluke, 16.
Call it a fluke, yeah.
But
they played the Jets, right, in week 1?
No, they played the Patriots.
Oh, okay.
But there's this little guy, big quads, his name is Mike Davis, and this is a guy you need to be starting this week. Last 3 weeks, running backs have feasted on this Dolphins defense. Really been bad, and Mike Davis has been quietly good this season. One of the only running backs with 10-plus PPR points in every single game. It's been ugly. The stat lines are not good for Mike Davis. Let's just get this right.
You could say he's the only guy with over 10, but he's also got like under 12 in every single game.
Sure. Hey, but would you take it? But if you have Myles Gaskin that you drafted in the same round, and you're either getting
Mike Davis.
for 30 or you're getting 0. I mean, I'd feel safer with the floor of Mike Davis.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Let's go with a PPR fantasy points for Michael Davis at
his career season high. Give him the season high.
Season high at 14 points this week.
Season high, baby.
He's gonna go crazy.
Gonna run wild.
But give him his 15 carries. Give him his 60 yards, and let's get in the end zone here.
Yeah, let's find the end zone. That'd be nice for Mike Davis. Who I had as the buy low after week 1, but it's not really.
He's been fine.
He's been fine. He's just not like he's gonna. If he continues to do this, he's gonna be like
his value will stay exactly the same all season.
Yeah. So, anyways, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Any start-sit questions you have for us, Jared is happy to answer them.
Yep.
He'll spend his Thursday doing that for you, no problem.
Spend every day doing it.
Yeah, every day. He loves doing that.
Love it.
He just sits across from me, asks me, "What do you think of this trade?"
I'll say these guys are idiots in the comments.
Hey, guys, I hate to say it, hate to do this, if we don't respond to your comment when you ask us how you did in the trade, you might not have done very good.
No, I like to be honest. I'll say that sometimes people fucked up.
Yeah, okay, that's a good guy. Don't take that the wrong way, though. We're just trying to help you.
Sometimes you lose trades. I lose trades too.
Yeah, and go check out the OwnersBox Superflex salary cap game for week 7. $10 free entry with promo code Drew9. Superflex salary cap game. No kickers, no defense. Get into our Sunday only contest, $25,000 prize pool. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.